right, good afternoon, you lovely group. How's it going? It is Allison popping in for weekly, my favorite time of the week, Coffee Talk, where we grab our coffees and chat live about a new subject every single week, geared at helping you turn your blog into a profitable business. This has been super fun. I think this is the fourth week, which is crazy. I feel like we just started this little thing yesterday. So last week we talked about how to build relationships and network and collaborate with other bloggers. So it was really, really good. Week before that, we talked about how to come up with an effective blogging strategy. And today we are talking about email list building. Yay! And I'm really excited about that. So if you have missed any of the coffee talks and you want to see them, you can just view all of the videos by going to the search tab at the top of the group, not the search tab, the search box at the top of the group, and just enter in hashtag coffee talk and all the videos will pop up. Man, I can't talk today. We're off to a great start, Allison. Oh, I'm talking to myself in the third person. Do you ever talk to yourself in the third person? Okay, so anyway, I do quite frequently. We're going to be talking about email list building. So I'm going to be sharing the email stuff that works for me at growing my list and my 2 cents about email list building. But I, of course, want to hear from you. So please, this is a coffee talk, heart to heart. So I want you to insert your 2 cents, share what works for you, share what maybe hasn't been working for you, leave comments, ask questions, all of that good stuff. I mean, I want to pretend you are literally at my table with me right now, chatting about all things email list building. Okay, so email list building. So in case you don't know my little email list history, I really struggled with it for a long time. It took me 2 years essentially to get 28 subscribers, and needless to say, it was not growing very fast. What's up, Tess? Hey! Awesome. You have tea. That's amazing. Tea is always good. Okay, so bottom line, I struggled with my email list for a really, really long time, but I knew it was super important because everyone and their mother was talking about it, and I'm sure you've heard it over and over again. And I had taken Marie Forleo's B School, which was $2,000, and one of the 6 modules was on email list building, and I still ignored it. I was in denial because I was like, the tech is dumb, and I don't know what to send them, and I don't know how to do it, and I hate newsletters, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you really do need one if you want to make moolah online. They are important. This past year, I transitioned into blogging full time, and I would not have been able to do it if I didn't have an email list, because it's the one direct connection you've got, and it's a chance to develop relationships with your people and to give them value, and they're way more likely to see your email than your social media post, which you don't have control over. Social media can just go away in the blink of an eye if it wants to. Bottom line, you probably know you need an email list. So let's talk about your email list. So you've probably maybe heard me say this before, so I might sound like a broken record. But I think the one thing that is really, really, really important if you're struggling to build your email list is first making sure that you have a strong foundation. So I always talk about a strong foundation because it's really important. It's important when it comes to traffic. It's important when it comes to your email list. It's the heart of it all, and it's really important. You're going to have a very hard time building your list, even if you're getting traffic, if you don't have a strong foundation. So what does that mean? What do I mean by a strong foundation? Your clear purpose and niche, super duper important. If people come to your site and they don't know what it's about and what they're going to get out of it in the first 3 seconds, they're not going to stay. They're not going to look around and be like, "Ooh, I kind of think I know what her site's about, but let me just look around." Like people are going to leave. So be sure that your purpose is clear the second they get to your site. The more focused you can be, the better. It's going to help you with everything in relation to turn your blog into a business. Super important, and your niche. So everything should stem from this, you guys. Your content, your website, your branding, everything should be created with your purpose and your niche in mind. So make sure that's very, very, very clear. Also, your website needs to just look good. It can't be cluttered. It can't be junky looking. It can't be confusing, hard to navigate. It needs to look, because if people are coming to your site and it seems confusing, or it's crappy looking, or it looks junky, or whatever, people aren't going to want to sign up for your email list. Okay, so you really need to, take an honest look at your website and think, okay, is the purpose clear? Is it well branded? Does it look professional? Would I want to sign up for my email list if I were them? Okay, so be really honest. It's not going to do you any favors if you ignore it. Hey, Courtney, what's up? You have a cat named Felix. I don't, but I have a shirt named Felix. Anyway, okay, so your website, you guys, really important. And I think it's important, if you're trying to turn your blog into a business, to move away from the free platforms. I feel like if you want to make money, it's going to be very hard for people to take you seriously and want to sign up for your list and follow you and see you as an authority or whatever you are in your industry if you're not taking it seriously. So I suggest a professional platform. Squarespace, WordPress are my two faves. You've probably heard a lot of people babble about them, but I really think it's important. I have always invested in a website in all of my business adventures, way before I was making any money. It's kind of one of those things that in order to make money, sometimes you have to invest a little, and websites don't even have to cost that much. I mean, I think Squarespace, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like $18 a month maybe, and even less if you pay annually, I think. What's up, Tess? I'm launching a new blog in the new year. Any tips on building my list before I launch? Okay, yes, I do have some tips on that, Tess. Let me finish foundation, and then I will for sure get into that, because it's a great question. And then the other thing on the strong foundation that's really important if you want to build your list is quality content. You can't get around it, so everything on your site needs to be quality with your purpose and ideal client in mind, because again, if you get traffic to your site and your quality is blah, people are not going to want to sign up for your list. So really important to have that foundation in place. Ooh, there's a thumbs up. I like it. All right. So be honest with yourself and really take a hard look at your foundation first, because it is the rock to your email list building, baby. Okay, so let me answer Tessa's question about building your list before you launch, because it's one of the things that I was going to talk about and something that I do. So one good way, once you have your strong foundation, very important, a good way to build your list before launching, or if you're planning on launching a product or a service, whatever you want to sell, a really good thing to do is to create a landing page for it. And you don't even have to have your website up yet. You can literally just have a standalone landing page for whether it's your site, whether it's a freebie, whatever, and you send people to that before your list is even, well, you obviously have to have your email marketing platform, but before you're even launched, you can start building your list. So I like to do this anytime I'm launching something. If I'm going to launch a course, or if I'm going to do maybe a really awesome webinar or whatever, I will create a landing page for it, and I will send people to that landing page. So you want to make a landing page. You for sure want to give something to people for signing up. Obviously, you can't there's so many opt-ins everywhere nowadays. You have to give people something, just any type of incentive to sign up. So whether that's, and it doesn't even have to be really, really, like you don't have to spend 1 million hours creating some super long ebook. You can just give them like a checklist or a template or stock photos or, whatever relates to your business. Give them something of value in exchange for their email. Otherwise, they're probably not going to want to sign up. So that is how I would build my list before even launching. You can do a standalone landing page and send people to that. You can change your social media profiles, like link to that landing page everywhere on your social media profiles. One of the things that I have done that I really like, you guys, is on my Facebook page, you can pin stuff to the top of your business page. So you could create, you should have a page for your business on Facebook. And then record a video. Video does really well. It doesn't even have to be fancy. You could do it with your phone. but you can record a video inviting people and like give them something of value, you know, share something, and then be like, hey, you could also, if you want blank, go to this link, you can get a free blank. That's a lot of blanks. But you know what I'm saying? Like record a video for your landing page or promoting your landing page, promoting your freebie, and then pin it to the top of your Facebook page and give them the link. Does that make sense? It's something that I actually did recently that's been working well. You have a landing page right now? Yes. So you guys, yes. Lead magnets, really popular, which brings me to my next email list building thing. So when I was trying to get out of the 28 subscriber hole that I was in for 2 years, the first thing I did, obviously I didn't have any type of content upgrade or lead magnet. So the first thing I did was create a branding workbook. And so that was the first thing I offered to my subscribers, instead of just being like, hey, sign up for my tips or sign up for my weekly newsletter. People are not going to opt onto your list for tips or like weekly tips or a newsletter or updates. Like they could come to your blog if they want updates. You've got to give them something. But the thing I would suggest actually is, if you're not doing content upgrades, I know, again, it's probably like you might be sick of hearing about them, but you guys, content upgrades grow your list on autopilot. Literally don't require any work once you make a content upgrade. So, makes sense. Video is great. Yes, it is. Video, you guys, which I'm going to get more into in a second. But content upgrades really quickly. That was one of the main things that I have done. It's something that I still do. It's basically just a freebie that you create that you stick into a blog post where if people want that freebie, they have to give you their name and their email. So that is a content upgrade, and you should have them for as many of your blog posts as possible. Ideally, you would have them for all your blog posts, but you definitely need to make them for your top most popular posts. I get hundreds of subscribers, more like thousands of subscribers every month just from content upgrades, and I'm not doing anything. Brianna asks, what is the difference between a lead magnet and a freebie? Are they the same? They're the same thing. A lead magnet is a freebie. So when people say you need a freebie for them to get on your list, a lead magnet typically, and a content upgrade is also a freebie. Typically a lead magnet though is if you're trying to build a list specifically for something in mind. So for example, if you're launching, let's say, I can't even think of something. Let's say you're launching an ebook that you want to sell in a month. Well, you would create a lead magnet, which would be your freebie, which would be directly related to what you'll be launching so that you can strategically build your list for people who would be interested in what you're going to be selling. To me, that's what a lead magnet means. You're collecting specific, you're getting people on your list for a specific thing. Does that make sense? I kind of feel like that was all over the place. Alicia, do you use the same content upgrades for multiple posts? Yes, this is another thing, you guys. For content upgrades, you can reuse them. So I recently, actually this past weekend, I have a ton of content upgrades now. And again, if you don't have a ton of content upgrades, don't get totally overwhelmed. You know, I have worked my way up to building more and more and more. Start with your top 5 most popular posts. But just this past weekend, I was like, I'm not reusing them. Like, I have this stock photos content upgrade. It's literally 15 stock photos that I give, and I only had it in one post. I was like, what am I thinking? Like, I could be using this in multiple posts. So I went back this past weekend and added that same content upgrade into multiple blog posts, and I literally got hundreds more subscribers just in one weekend because more people were running into it. So yes, for sure, reuse your content upgrades, save yourself the time and the headache and the heartache, and if it's really awesome, you want as many people to see it, right? So yes, that is something I literally just did this past week, and I got a lot more subscribers than I even normally would have just from reusing that content upgrade in multiple posts. Let's see. Okay, so yes, Peter. Yes. Okay, good. I'm super glad that made sense. Okay, so yes, definitely content upgrades. Top 5 to 10 most popular posts for sure. and also reusing them. And again, you guys, you don't have to waste 1,000,000 hours doing content upgrades. You could literally do like a PDF version of the blog posts. So you could like copy and paste it into PDF form for people to download and take with them. You could do an audio version of the blog post. You could do a checklist of all the whatevers you listed in the blog posts. People love checklists, so it doesn't have to, they don't all have to take you forever. You can literally just whip them out. Helen, what do you think about using Periscope to send people to your site? Yes, this is actually another thing I was going to mention. I'm totally getting out of order in my little coffee talk notes, so if I repeat myself, I'm sorry. But yes, so another way to build your email list is with social media. So specifically Periscope, I actually don't use Periscope. I just never got into it. I have a profile, but I've never done a single broadcast. So you could do Periscope, or you could do a Facebook Live, which is what I like. But either way, doing Facebook Live, doing Periscopes, create some type of a series that you do, and then every time you do your live broadcast, link to something. Give people something, okay? So whether it's once a week, whether it's once a month, maybe you're doing like a 10-day series. These are really good, you guys. Again, video is great because people get to know you, they get to connect with you. If you're giving them value of some kind, they're gonna want the free thing that you're offering them at the end. So yes, I love live broadcasting and using that as a way to grow my list. Sarah, are these available after the live play is over? Haven't joined in before. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I don't know about Periscope, because again, I don't use it, but with Facebook Live, when you're done recording, you can actually upload it to the group. And then I think you can actually download it from there. So like I said, if you guys have missed any of these coffee talks, they're all inside of this group. So you can literally go to the search bar at the top of the group and then search #coffee-talk, all one word, and they'll all come up for you. But yeah, you can totally reuse these videos. And guess what? That leads me back to content upgrades. I haven't done this yet, but I'm planning on it. I'm gonna be using all of these coffee talks. I'm gonna stick them on my site as content upgrades, you guys. So live video, again, it goes back to reusing what you have. Once you do a live video, link to the freebie when you do the live broadcast, then you can download the video and put it on your site as a content upgrade. I'm getting really excited about this. Okay, Helen, how do you get people to come to your video? Okay, so how do you get people to come to your live broadcasts? As you may have noticed that in this group, one of the things that I do is I simply pin a graphic. So if you have your own Facebook group, let them know. So you guys know I come in every Thursday at 1 o'clock because I have that lovely, little hearts. I always get so excited about the hearts. You guys know I do live coffee talks because I have that graphic pinned at the top. So everyone who comes into this group knows I'm going to be on here live. And then you'll notice that I also announced it this morning. So I came into the group, posted that photo and was like, hey guys, working on today's coffee talk. Don't forget to join in live. So post a graphic, send out a reminder. I mean, just let people know. And when you start to do it regularly, it'll start gaining traction. People like routine. So if you do it like once a week or whatever, people will be like, oh yeah, she does these weekly things every week. Tess, brilliant, awesome. Okay, let me just go back a second to make sure I'm not using it. Okay, so yes, we talked about content upgrades. We talked about how you can use them for leads. So again, if you're launching something, or if you haven't launched yet, you can start building your email list strategically by making a landing page with a freebie directly related to what you'll be launching and pointing everyone to that landing page and reusing content upgrades. Okay, Helen, so do you recommend a group in addition to a Facebook page? Yes, you guys, I love Facebook groups. I genuinely love you all. No, but I love Facebook groups. I love this group. I love having you guys in this group. And I always recommend starting your own Facebook group because not everyone on your email list is going to be on your group and vice versa. So I mean, I know everyone in this group isn't on my email list, and that's totally cool. But when you have a group, it's a really good way to connect with people, again, to provide them with more value, again, and to get more people on your email list. So I love Facebook groups. And then, yeah, you have a perfect place to share your stuff, to do live videos. I'm all about live broadcasting. And it's also a really good place to like figure out what people need. Again, going back to that foundation, all of your content needs to be made with your ideal client and purpose in mind. And when you have a Facebook group, no matter what industry you're in, you're going to see what type of questions people are asking, you know, like what they like, what they want, what inspires them, what they need help with. So it's like your own, you know, perfect place to go and see what people actually need so that you can make it for them or create it for them or give it to them. Okay. Yay, thank you, Brianna. Okay, so now let's talk about optimizing your site for email list building. This one is also really important. So optimizing your site. I think that you should have 2 to 3 places to opt in to your email list on any given page on your site. So it needs to be obvious and abundant as to where they can get on your site. If you go to my site, you are going to notice that I have opt-ins everywhere. I have an opt-in on the main, can't think of what it's called, on the main banner of my website. It's an opt-in with a big button and a call to action, and that thing gets me a ton of email subscribers. If you scroll down my homepage, there's like 4 more opt-ins of my best content. If you go to my main nav, they're pretty much all places to take people to my email list. So really look at your site and figure out where you can add opt-ins. Say, look at each page and be like, do I have 2 to 3 places where people can opt in? Also, your call to actions, you guys, don't, you know, okay, think about what would entice you to want to sign up for something. You want to add personality to your call to actions, and you also want to give the takeaway in your call to action. So instead of saying something boring like get the checklist, let's say you make a checklist on how to make delicious paleo recipe. I'm really bad at brainstorming on the spot. Let's say you're offering a checklist on how to create delicious paleo recipes. Well, instead of just saying get the checklist on the call to action, you could say something like start creating delicious paleo recipes or so. Does that make sense? So change your call to actions to make sure that they are personality filled, because I automatically want to click on someone's call to action when I can see their personality. Just entices me. And making sure that you are sharing the takeaway or the benefit as to why they need to click on that call to action. So anytime you're inviting someone on your list, you need to tell them why. Melissa, which app do you use to get the download to your readers? Okay, Melissa, great question. Okay, so you have to have an email marketing platform in order to send emails with freebies. And so this is all about building your email list. So if you don't have an email marketing platform yet, you're going to need to get one. Very, very important. MailChimp is a great starting point. That's who I started with. And I have not been with them for a while, so someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're still free for the first 2,000 subscribers, but I believe automation you have to pay for, but it's probably going to be your cheapest option as far as starting out with email marketing. And that is how you send them a freebie. So basically, you go into your email marketing platform, you'll create a form, which is your opt-in form, where they enter in their name and their email, and you set that form up so that when they opt in, it'll send them an automatic email with your freebie attached, if that makes sense. So you have to have an email marketing platform. And MailChimp is a great starting point. There's a lot of other email marketing platforms out there too. ConvertKit's what I use. It's awesome. It's more expensive, but it's very user-friendly. It's geared towards professional bloggers, and so they're like tagging and automation and rules and sequences is all really easy to use. So I love them too. And then there's other things like Infusionsoft and the stuff that I haven't used. So yeah, feel free, you guys, to share your favorite email marketing thing. Okay, you guys are still chatting. Awesome. I couldn't see one of the comments. Okay, so optimize your site, you guys. 2 to 3 sign up places at all times. Literally, you should go through all the pages on your site and make sure there are 2 to 3 places to get on your website at all times. Okay, let's talk about Mad Mimi is a good alternative to MailChimp. I also hear Tiny Leather is a great starter. Oh, cool. I actually have not heard of that. Are those both email marketing, I'm assuming? They're not just like apps for pop-ups and stuff? Just double checking. Okay, another great way to build your email list, you guys, is she uses free MailChimp instead of Automate. Oh, perfect, Kelly. Yeah, she uses MailChimp. Perfect. Okay, another great way to build your email list is joint venture webinars. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about webinars before. A lot of you guys know I really love them because they're so much fun. But they are literally, if you are looking to build your email list fast, they are one of the most effective ways to build your email list fast. So content upgrades are something that you need to do because that's going to build your list really consistently in the background. So once you set those content upgrades up, they'll continue to grow your list on autopilot. So you definitely want content upgrades. But if you want bursts of lots of email subscribers, JV webinars is where it is at. I started doing them this year and literally hundreds of subscribers per webinar at a time, like hundreds for one webinar. Which leads me to my next point. Once you do a webinar or a joint venture webinar are going to grow your email list more, by the way, usually. But once you do the webinar, you can take the recording because you want to reuse it. It's super high value. Take your webinar recording and use it as a content upgrade on your site for more email subscribers. That's what I do with so many of my webinars. They're content upgrades on my site, and I just keep getting people opting in for them. Okay, cool. Yes, Mad Mimi is email marketing. Awesome. Yes, strip cycles. Okay, so JV webinars, you guys, really, really effective for growing your email list in fast bursts. Fast, juicy bursts of hundreds of people. Okay, let's see what else. Social media, we already talked about live broadcasting and posting links. Series are really good. Of course, you can and should share. If you have like a valuable freebie, you should share it in groups when it's appropriate. Like this group, for example, is a no promo group, but there are a lot of Facebook groups that are specifically for that, and there are groups that allow that on certain days. For example, on Monday, I shared a freebie in a Facebook group. I shared my stock photos content upgrade. And that day, I got over 100 new people opting onto my list from sharing that in that particular Facebook group. And so one of the things that I do when I share in Facebook groups is I make sure that it's free. Share your free content way more than your paid content. In fact, I don't hardly ever share my paid content because people are going to be way more likely to want your free stuff, especially if they don't know you. So share your free stuff. But when I post it in a group, I'd be sure to just, I don't know, I don't like it when people sound salesy, even if it's free. So I really just try to be myself and be genuine. Like you just got to be yourself, be genuine, and share how it's going to help them. So when you post something in a Facebook group, be genuine and mention, hey, check out blank if you want a blank, or mention the benefit or the takeaway or whatever of the freebie that you're sharing. I see a lot of people when they post freebies, they'll just be like, check out my blank. And okay, well, it's free, but why? You know, so mention, this really helps. Mention why. Mention what your freebie is going to do for them in that in your post, okay? And something else that I've done is in Facebook groups, if you do share, if you get a comment on your freebie, what I will do is when I share something in a group, I'll keep that tab open, and if anyone comments on it, I will actively respond to comments on the freebie that I shared, because your post is going to get boosted when you do that, and more people are going to see it for a longer period of time as opposed to getting lost in the shuffle. So that day when I shared the stock photos, people were commenting on it, and I was responding, actively responding to all of their comments every time, and that kept my post boosted for longer. Way more people saw it, and way more people got on my email list. Yay, a little heart. Okay. Let's see, you guys are chatting. Awesome. Like, as a travel blogger, I want people to come to my site, but I don't know how to get them to sign up. Okay, Stephanie. What are you doing now to get people onto your list? Are you doing content upgrades? Are you offering them something really cool? Because they're not going to get, are you struggling with an idea for your freebies? Is that what you mean? Helen. Okay, yeah, you guys. So Helen and Stephanie, what are you currently doing now to get people on your list? Are you doing the things we are talking about? I would like to know. That way I can help you better. Okay, so far we have talked about strong foundation, really important. If you missed that part of the coffee talk, be sure and rewatch it. The foundation, you are going to struggle with everything else. I'm really passionate about foundation, you guys. So foundation, you have got to focus on that first. And then do things like content upgrades and optimizing your site and all of that. Nothing really. I'm just posting on social media. Yes. Okay, Stephanie. So you need to do, if you missed the coffee talk that we've done so far, definitely watch it. But we've talked about content upgrades. You for sure need to be doing content upgrades for your 5 to 10 most popular blog posts. We're going to be talking about traffic next week, so that'll help you with like getting people to your site. But as far as getting people on your list, you have to give them something to want to get on your list. That's why you need content upgrades. You need to provide them with tons of opportunities to get on your site or your list. I struggle to find what to offer, Savannah. Okay, so just think about, if you're really clear on your purpose and your ideal client, think about FAQs that you get, think about things that they're struggling with, things that they want. Go into a Facebook group where they hang out and see what kind of things they're asking about. What are people asking you about? Create something that will solve something that they either want or that they need, depending on what industry you're in. But it's really all about just listening. It's when I first started making freebies, I was like, I don't know what to make. And then I was like, oh, I really just need to ask people and then make it, do it for them. So it's really just as simple as asking people what they would like and then making it for them. Yes, I love that you guys are sharing ideas for each other, Brianna. That's great. So if you're struggling with your list, content upgrades, a must. And all of that stuff. Everything that we have talked about today. By the way, if you guys have anything specific that works really well for you, please share. Or if you're struggling with one of the things that I've talked about, please share. This is your opportunity to share all of that good stuff. Perfect. Yay. See, you guys are sharing ideas. This is what Coffee Talk is all about. Okay. So yes, but if you choose to do just 3 things, I'm going to narrow this down of order of importance of what has worked for me. So building your list. Once you have that strong foundation in place, again, cannot ignore that. I'm going to keep saying it like a broken record because it's very important. Once you have your strong foundation in place, content upgrades, JV webinars, and I would actually say live broadcasts with a link to your freebie have been the most effective things for growing my list personally. That I would say if you only focus on 2 or 3 things, focus on those. Again, content upgrades are going to be consistent on autopilot email list growing, and then JV webinars are going to be fast, exploding bursts of lots of email subscribers all at one time. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention this. I've done one giveaway. I have mixed feelings about giveaways. They can be really good for growing your list. I think you just need to be strategic about mentioning that they're getting onto your list, because you want engaged subscribers, right? You don't just want a bunch of people who are going to sign up for your free thing and then be like, well, I didn't win the giveaway, so I'm just gonna leave now. So if you do a giveaway, they can be good. I did a giveaway in July and got about 1,500 people on my list in about 2 weeks. But I think it's important to make sure that the giveaway is A, targeted at your ideal client, B, they're clear that they're actually going to be on your list. And then when the giveaway is over, you should send out an email to every single person who entered the giveaway, introducing yourself, being like, hey, you know, give them some type of warm welcome and give them something, like a reason to actually want to stay on your list, even though they didn't win your giveaway. So I did this recently with a giveaway I was a part of. I tagged everyone who entered the giveaway, or she gave me the subscribers. I imported them into my email marketing with a tag that said, you know, so-and-so's giveaway subscribers. And then I sent them an email and I was like, hey guys, it's so-and-so from the blank giveaway. And this is what I'm all about. This is what I'm going to help you with. And I gave them some of my best free resources. So even though they didn't win the giveaway, they knew who I was, and they were more likely to actually engage with me since I introduced myself and gave them some really cool free stuff. So giveaways can be good. I think that's really important though. Otherwise, people probably aren't going to remember you and they're going to be like, who is this person in my inbox? Delete. So yeah. Cool. Okay, you guys are still chatting. Yes, I love it. I love it. Speaking of free stuff, I do have a freebie for you. Some of you guys may have taken it already. I have a mini course called From Side Hustle to Success on my site, the free one. Last weekend, I spent 9 hours totally revamping it and just completely redoing it with all new stuff. So yes, I'm going to post a link to that after this coffee talk is over, but it's free and it walks you through little action items for you to do every day as far as like content upgrades and even like Pinterest and all of that stuff. So that is a freebie, and it's really good if you want to like get more traffic and email subscribers. Okay, is that you can probably think of? Yes, it is hard to think of freebies for yourself. Yes, and it kind of is overthinking, you guys. Again, if you are in doubt, just ask people. Like, I have just asked people, like, as long as they're your ideal client, just be like, hey, what would be really awesome for you to have? Like, or what do you need right now? Or, you know, get into your own head. Many times we are our ideal client. Like, we kind of have been our ideal client before. So what would you have wanted months ago or years ago? Oh, you're sweet, Tess. Yay. Yes, I'll be posting the link to that afterwards. But if you want daily action steps to grow your list, to get more traffic, all of that good stuff, I'm even going to go into funnels a little bit. I'm really passionate about passive income. So it's going to cover a little bit about funnels as well. I had no idea what the Sam Hill funnels were even just like a year ago. And so that's something I've been really, really into this year, figuring out what works. Okay. Oh, you're sweet, you guys. Okay. Well, I think that's it. Next week, we're going to be talking about traffic and how to get more of it, which is going to be juicy. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave those below. If you have any more questions right now, I'm happy to answer them about email, anything about email marketing or email list growing. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. But yes, you guys, email listing, it takes focus. Just remember, I had 28 email subscribers for 2 years, and now I get anywhere from, it just depends, close to 3,000 a month, but it's not by accident. It's because I am actually putting some effort and being strategic into it. And so you can do it too if you're struggling. Just know that I did, and it's not an accident that it's happening now. You do need to do things like, if you have a blog, content upgrades, JV webinars, landing pages, give people value and your strong foundation. Yay, you guys are still chatting. This is awesome. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I want you to keep chatting with yourselves. If you don't have any more questions, I'm going to sign out and go get that link for you. And we're going to be talking about traffic next week. I know I accidentally said we were going to talk about traffic today in my little post earlier this morning, but I realized like 5 minutes before I went live, I was like, oh, I told them we were talking about traffic today, and I meant email list growing. Sorry about that. Next week, we are totally talking about traffic and how to get more traffic. But the same applies to traffic, the foundation thing. So it's going to be just as important for getting traffic. You are super welcome, Tess. Yay. I hope some of you guys found it helpful. I've literally just shared, those are literally all the things that I do for content for email list building. And it's kind of like it takes a little while to put into place, but once it's there, it's going to keep growing. So it takes a little bit of a time investment at first if you don't have any content upgrades and things like that. But once you get them set, you guys, it's going to really help. And next week when we talk about traffic, that way you'll be turning your traffic into email subscribers. Because if you focus on traffic first before you focus on your foundation, your content upgrades, you're gonna be, that traffic is not gonna be utilized in the best way because they won't have anything to sign up for. So that's why it's really important to focus on these things first before you're focusing on like, oh, I need to get more traffic from Pinterest. Which reminds me one more thing. I've never used ads before. I've never used a Facebook ad or anything like that. I know they can be really good, but we're going to talk about that next week. So stay tuned. I'm a photographer currently focusing on portraiture. I'm only being an event wedding to it. Oh, yes, that's awesome. I do photography too. I'm actually shooting my last wedding next month. Okay, you guys, I'm headed out. Keep chatting, keep dropping your questions, and I will answer them if you have any. Okay, I'm off to drink the coffee, which I never actually drink during coffee talk, so I'm too busy talking. Okay, bye guys.